My name is Rita Lara, and I'm a consultant and a coach, and I work with nonprofits, small and large. I work with organizations doing local work, global work, primarily in sort of supporting fundraising and resource management, which also, of course, includes volunteer management.
And I'm Jason Lynch. I work currently at the Alzheimer's Association in Watertown. I currently oversee our volunteer and intern program, and I've chaired a interdepartmental volunteer task force that we've had over the past year and a half.
Today we were asked to sort of share sort of our best sort of practices and tips for effectively managing volunteers. For small to medium-sized organizations, it's really important to sort of leverage resources. Coming from a fundraising perspective, it's hard to raise capital, and having people capital, social capital is so important to a small organization, and it's so important to really moving its mission forward. So really, sort of building that community is really important.
I mean, I think in a typical nonprofit, you have so many people who are passionate about a cause and who really firmly believe that in the work that an organization is doing. So for me, one reason why I love our volunteer program is that it provides people with that outlet to be involved. There's so many ways that we can kind of expand the reach of the organization and reach more families to assist them with programs and services, or increase the fundraising that we're doing. There's so many ways to involve people. It's just a matter of really crafting the roles and making sure that they're going to be getting a valuable experience out of it and a meaningful experience out of it. And at the end of the day, it's really all about investing in the people that you're working with and taking the time to really value them and build the effort forward in the context of a team rather than just individuals. One of the best ways I think that we do that at the Alzheimer's Association is, or that we try to do, is take the time to really map out why every volunteer and every intern is doing the work that they're doing. And Rita spoke a bit during the presentation about task versus vision and how the vision is so important, and if that's not getting really relayed to volunteers and interns, that there's a lot of motivation that's going to be lost if the emphasis is only on the task. So I think that's a real big piece of it. Thinking about this in terms of a partnership rather than as a supervisor kind of delegating tasks. I mean, I think if you involve somebody in the process and help them to see the bigger picture, I think that's the way that you get the best out of people, and that's across the board, but I think it's especially important for volunteers and interns because they're typically not getting paid for the work that they're doing. So
what's really motivating, someone to come and give 20 hours of their time, that's a lot of time. And just being aware of that and being thankful and seeing them as people who are really contributing in the world and in your organization. And always carrying that frame in every conversation you have with them. If you carry that frame, people will feel valued.
Some of the things that we talked about that are really crucial are, number one, making sure that volunteers are recognized and appreciated for the work that they're doing, and recognized and appreciated in a sincere way. I think that's one of the big pieces. I think making sure that people are having fun with the work that they're doing, and if you translate the task into kind of the overall vision, going back again to what Rita was saying, I think anything can seem appealing and people can be motivated to do work, but if you're not making it fun and you're not getting people excited about the work that they're doing, then it's only going to take people so far, and the motivation's only going to last so long.
We did spend some time talking about sort of how to make it actionable, having like real tangible work plans and setting expectations from the beginning, and holding people accountable through weekly check-ins, and having the systems in place to support that, whether they're more sophisticated or simple systems. There are a lot of different ways you can create systems that support volunteers being more actionable and sort of meeting their commitments. But also a big part of that is what's your commitment to them. If you sort of unpack their motivations in the beginning when they first came into the organization, you've garnered a good understanding of what it is that they want to achieve through their volunteering experience.
I think having fallback projects that are kind of always ongoing, so people aren't sitting around with nothing to do, and then also having some sort of learning element that people can kind of read through over the course of an internship, whether it's 5 or 6 articles and a few videos. I think that can be another nice thing to add into any sort of intern program.